Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a Marvel Zombies Dead Days by Kirkman, Phillips, and Suydam. Suydam is the artist on the cover, and this is the cover of a very famous, X-Men comic that started a revolution. Well, it's not a revolution, but it was a very sold out comic with Magneto here and other superheroes. This is a fold out cover, by the way. It was made by Jim Lee, if I'm remembering correctly, and it was such a success, that comic. So this is more like a zombie homage comic. So what is this all about? This is a time when Marvel decided to do something differently, and it, spread it wildfire like a zombie virus. Ha ha ha. No, they made a zombie a comic with people getting infected and getting eaten. So it's more like a horror comic, if you want, if you will, because there's blood and guts here, some gore. So and it was an instant hit, but eventually it fizzled out because the story was going nowhere, and Marvel just tried to milk it with different characters in different dimensions, and it was not fun anymore because they are doing some stupid jokes, and the writing sucks eventually. But this is where it all began. So let's dive in. Spider-Man comes home, and he says to Mary Jane that people are dying left and right, and he is scared, and somebody bit him, and then he turns into a zombie, and feasts on Mary Jane, and then eventually on Aunt May. The story has not much, no pun intended, meat on the bones. Because it's basically people going to die left and right, and the virus is going to spread. We switch to Magneto, and Magneto says something that I'm not really understand, because it seems that he made a deal with something, and that something brought the virus here, that creature here, to Earth that infected everybody. That creature is the Sentry. The Sentry is also from another dimension, because this is not canon. This is not our Earth, or what the superhero Earth 616, I believe. This is, I don't know which Earth, but it's people like here. It's not Captain America, but it's Colonel America. So yeah, Magneto did something, but I don't know what. So the battle rages on, and people are getting killed left and right, and young Nova is scared, and he wants to reason with Spider-Man, but he can't. So it goes a little bit on, but what people may not know, or do know if they read these comics. So they are not really mindless zombies. They know what they're doing, but they cannot stop themselves because the hunger is too great. But when they have eaten and the hunger is subsiding or going away, they can think rational. And Colonel America says, hey, we need to go back to the Avengers Mansion and come up with a plan, because we need to stop this virus. This cannot continue. But of course, that is much harder to do, because where to begin, right? So Magneto swoops in, saves the day, and they get in contacted by Nick Fury, and Nick Fury is in his helicarrier. So the remaining superheroes go there and to devise some kind of a emergency plan how to save the world and reverse the virus. This is something cool. Well, depends how you look at it. So Hank Pym also wants to go to the Avengers Mansion, or to his lab, and then T'Challa is there. But T'Challa noticed that he has been bitten, and Hank says, why did you have to go and notice something like that? And he squashed him because he realizes that the viruses cannot be stopped, and that he's going to turn any second now, and he's going to take him with him, for having, well, he's nothing more than a midnight snack, as he says it here. What I find particularly weird is that Hank is not turned yet. So he is still a rational being, with emotions and feelings, but he already plans in the future for, hey, I'm going to eat my best friend. Or, well, I'm not sure that they are best friends, but his teammate, right? So that took me a little bit out of it, because, well, he's still human, and no normal human would think, hey, you know what, I'm gonna eat you, right? Like a cannibal. So yeah, that's a little bit weird. But hey, Again, battle rages on. The Fantastic Four, um, as you can see here, She-Hulk turned and killed the children. And then, like I said, they're getting contacted. Action looks great. Art looks great. They barely escape with their lives. And then we have here this splash page, if you will. But there is another thing that is, I think, it's great. Like I said, the story is moving on from eating and zombie and zombie. Well, that's not a word, but people turning into a zombie. So, but they try to come up with a plan, and Nova is in panic. I said, listen, this is not a Krull or a Kree invasion. This is not Galactus coming. This is something totally different. How do you want to save humanity? Because this helicarrier is, of course, way too small to carry all millions of people. And the real Nick Fury, yes, still gonna point that out, says, well, we have to do something. What do you want to do? Give up? And then he is silent and said, that's what I thought. Let's go, people. Good. Hank turned into, and he wants also, think about how we return to normal. But again, that's at this point impossible. They are too far gone. And wait a minute. So here we go. Reed Richards is examining the corpses, and he is found these bodies and the virus amazing because he thinks there are more of an improvement of their original human bodies. And Sue still, very emotional about the death of their children, cannot believe what he is saying. She says that you should not analyze them, you should find a way to kill them. This virus is not to be admired. And Reed being Reed, goes on with his technobabble, and Sue runs away. He says that they use less energy. Well, Reed says they use less energy. There's no need for reproduction. Only the brain is more functioning, and he finds it quite fascinating, if you will. But then Nick goes to Tony, and Tony is, instead of making a cure, he is coming up with another plan. He says, you know what, I'm going to make some kind of a portal, because he thinks that they do not have much time left, and they, coming up with a solution is way too hard. So he tries to make some kind of a gateway to another dimension, to other worlds for repopulating. And, Nick Fury gives him the okay. So again, cool action shot between, superheroes trying to eat and kill each other. Looks great. And eventually people are dying, like, Nova, Wolverine, and much more. So they're going to retreat. But then, switching back, Reed calls his friends and his family, and he says that he thinks that they are meant to become zombies, because he thinks the infection is a form of evolution. And his teammates are getting mad. Are you crazy? So you want to get infected because you're going to be immortal? And Reed says, yeah, well, I already infected you, because he, scratched them, or, pointed them, or it takes a little bit of a scratch of the skin to get the infection going. So that's exactly what's going to happen. They're getting infected, but Reed wants to feel the experience firsthand. He wants to, get eaten alive and to become a zombie. But, that's a very risky, because if these zombies are so hungry, there's a chance that if they eat too much, you are going to be dead. So, yeah, of course, that's not going to happen. He's going to turn into a zombie. And skipping forward, they are breaking in, infecting Tony, because they need Tony to come up with the device that, helps them. His intelligence is very, important. And, Reed discovers that they want to teleport away to another dimension. But then the remaining heroes, there's not much left, closes the door, and Nick Fury realizes that this is the end, and he orders Four to destroy the portal so that the zombies cannot go from another world to another world, infecting everybody. So they're all gonna die or turn into a zombie, and that basically is the end of the book. And Reed says, "Hey, we need to get the rest of the teleporter to our lab, analyze it, and then we're gonna make a new one, and then it's gonna be, he says it's our responsibility to spread the gospel." So meaning there's gonna be a sequel to this, and they are going to another worlds and infecting. Well, the whole thing starts again, which is cool. So yeah, when it comes to story, there's nothing there, but there are some stuff that I really liked. I like the art, I like the cover, I like Marvel zombies in general. It's a cool concept, and Marvel hit it out of the park. Credit where credits is due. But yeah, like I said, they fuck it up, as they always do. But yeah, here we go, guys. That's it. I have nothing more to say. Hope you liked the video. And yeah, see you next time.